And now, your first alert weather.
Why is your microphone on? All I heard was Dylan laughing just now. Softball Friday night, Melaleuca Field. It's the guns and the hoses. Your friendly neighborhood firefighters and law enforcement ossifers. They will all be battling it out to raise money for Make-A-Wish. It begins at 8 o'clock. Gates open at 7. Come on out there, spend some money, raise some money, and cheer on our heroes here that look nothing like their imposters. But I tweeted that earlier. I was like, boy, I love those puppets. If that guy showed up and pulled me over, wahoo! Look at the smoke that's going to be drifting in, even over into Jackson. We've got some haze around. That sun's going to be blocked. We've got fires that are really influencing our gaze with haze into the western side of the state. The Hayden fires pushing everything into Montana. You can see some of that haze into Jackson, fog, and Old Faithful, where we've just had an eruption and everybody's going over to the gift shop to get the T-shirt. Stay away from the fluffy cows because they roam. They do. They're looking for grilled cheese sandwiches over there, which are only $29.95. Idaho Falls, it is bright, and Rexburg has got some blue sky. There may be an occasional cloud around here, but things are really starting to clear out. And can you feel that summer haziness around here and this dry weather? That's why we have this fire warning, a red flag warning for a good portion of our area. And look back toward Blackfoot from Pocatello on top of our Farm Bureau camp, 81 degrees. If that's not haze, I don't know what to tell you. It's just going to be one of those days where we're in the upper 80s to lower 90s, and it's still hot, and that haze almost makes it bright. 24-mile-an-hour winds right now in Idaho Falls. We've seen gusts beyond that. The sun will go down tonight before 9 o'clock, so the days are getting shorter. We're in the heat of the summer, and average temperatures this time of the year are supposed to be around 89 to 91, 92 degrees. We're on target for today. It's going to be a few days, though, before we warm back up into those close to record temperatures. We hit a record on Sunday of 101 in Idaho Falls. In the last couple of days, we've seen temperatures drop with a front, and we've seen the winds begin to pick up. We've got 24-mile-an-hour winds in Idaho Falls, 11 on into Blackfoot, about 16 miles an hour out of the south-southwest in Driggs, and we'll continue that southerly flow. And any moisture that zips through here in the past few days, that's what's caused those thunderstorms. Now, we have seen gusts in the last 24 hours of 50 to 60 miles an hour. Jackson had a gust late last night, just before 11 o'clock, of 60 miles an hour. And we've got gusts in the last hour of over 30, 17-mile-an-hour gust into Blackfoot, and a wind advisory for the western part of the desert from the site on down to the city limits of Arco. So know that if you're traveling high-profile vehicles, the UPS man, the Postal Service, or if you have a large forehead, just don't get caught up in it. Winds around here, you got that beehive. You still cooking that beehive? Yeah. We got some clouds that will encompass us into tomorrow. There is a slight chance of a shower with another little wave that comes across here, but we're looking for dry days and low humidity and some hot winds. That's why we have that fire weather warning. The winds for the afternoon, 20 to 30, maybe even gusting to 50 miles an hour. More chances for that into the upper valley and the highlighted areas. And then we take a break tonight with some Idaho breezes. And then we get into tomorrow with some more winds around here. It ain't stopping till it knocks over your trampoline. It will be 86 for the afternoon in Soda, low 90s for Preston and McCammon, and we'll look at the parks in the 70s and 80s, and right around 90 at BYU of I, 89 in Chalice, and we'll be right around 84 and windy on the edge of that wind advisory into Arco, upper 80s to low 90s for the majority of the I-15 corridor, right around 90 into Burley. Take a look at the 8-day. The slow warm-up continues on into the weekend. It will be windy, and yes, there's another triple-digit day in our future toward next week if we time things correctly. Rexburg, upper 80s, seasonal temperatures, and 50s overnight, just a few degrees above where we should be, and then mid to upper 90s by the weekend. Salmon, you take it into the mid-90s tomorrow, and we'll bring in a slight upper-level shower chance, and the breezes will continue around here. We'll get a break from some of the clouds, and things will be brisk on into the mid-80s for Jackson. And to the 90s, we go in higher 90s on by the weekend at Raw Ross Park in Pocatello. And if you're going to be out, make sure you use some sunscreen. It may be hazy and a little cooler, but it still can burn you. It may take a few more minutes, but you can still feel it. Take care of the older folks. Make sure everybody's got air conditioning all that time, and the heat in the house, it can really mess with your head. 89 on into the afternoon around here. We'll be in the low 90s until we get to Saturday. Dylan?
All right, thank you, Jeff. Coming up.